Welcome back. Part 3 of behaviour change. And in this video tutorial, we're going to be talking about your inner dialogue. So I'm going to explain how I hear my voices, and that's going to sound a little weird, but let me explain, because this is a huge part of behaviour change. So I want you to think about a time when you have been maybe time sensitive, maybe you've been in a supermarket and you've been going towards the checkout, and you've got all your shopping, and then you come to that aisle where they have all the chocolates, and in your brain you're going, I want one, no, you don't want one, and you're having this battle and this inner dialogue, this inner conversation. Maybe you find that one voice is always louder than the other one, or maybe you have full control, fantastic, but do you really listen to those voices in depth? So that's a very sort of simple example, but let's discuss some more. So I imagine my inner dialogue as a little devil and a little angel. Now that doesn't mean that I only want to hear what the angel says. So the devil actually can bring me great advice, and the important part of listening to your inner voice is really hearing what it's saying, understanding it, and it might be that we can use our diary. Remember what we talked about last time, one of our tips in tools that we can use. We actually write down the conversations we're having in our own head about decision making, because ultimately this conversation, if we really listen to it, is a good guider. Either voice or either kind of conscience about whether we do or we don't do that thing, buy the chocolate bar, go to the gym, sit on the sofa watching telly instead. If we really listen, maybe both sides can give us good advice. What we have to do by truly hearing and listening to those voices is make good decisions based on the bigger picture. Let me explain in a little bit more detail. So I'm going to run through some examples where both my devil and my angel could be giving both good advice. So my angel's saying, yeah, come on, let's get to the gym, let's go and train. And the devil's saying, nah, chill out, lie on the sofa. If you think about both of those voices or both of those options, both could be valid, but it's going to depend on the bigger picture. Now, unless I listen to both voices and make a more conscious decision on the bigger picture, which one is the best option, maybe I'll make the wrong choice. Maybe I'll be on autopilot and just go on and go to the gym thinking, I've got to go to the gym, train harder, train more. And actually that could be detrimental. It may be that my devil is telling me the right thing. Rach, you need a day off. Of course, it could be the other way around as well. It could be the devil saying, listen, chill out, put your feet up. Maybe actually I haven't been to the gym for a few days and I'm just getting lethargic, feeling lazy, and I should be listening to the angel who's saying, come on, no, get to the gym. So unless we truly listen, maybe one voice is always louder than the other, and that could be why we need to consider behaviour change. Let me give you another one. Come on, Rach. You love those salads, my angel says. There's the devil going, no, go on, fill up on them dough balls. Garlic dough balls, oh, love them. So again, think about both of these. If I've been eating really well and I'm, doing okay, maybe I've lost a few kilos because I've been eating so well and exercising and just missed that balance. Maybe some dough balls would be good at that point if I'm planning on going on a run the next day. But on the flip side of that, if I've been, overindulging in the food, then maybe a salad would be a better option. So again, both voices have a valid viewpoint. I've got to decide which one to listen to based on the bigger picture. So what we need to do when we're listening to our inner voices is use a skill called critical thinking, and the ability to critically think is quite challenging in terms of anybody who's done a master's degree or some high level education where they've had to use critical analysis for an unbiased viewpoint. Now, it doesn't directly correlate in terms of course, our inner voices are going to be very biased to our situation, but what it might do is enable us to ask what, why, which, when, where, how, who, about the situation and the decision we're about to make. So if we can really take a moment to just question both options, and there may be more than one option, by the way, maybe we'll end up with a better decision that moves us towards improving our behaviour, getting us towards those SMART goals. Again, this can all be diarised. We could write down our thinking and maybe analyse that later on and see, was it a good decision? Maybe discuss it with the trainer or the coach, and then understand, are we moving towards better behaviours, a healthier lifestyle, while just keeping a pinch of enjoyment within our lifestyle. For some, it may be that we're enjoying our lives too much in terms of indulgence, and that's what we want to just rein back in on. It's making us unhealthy. We've got a very sweet tooth, for example. But that's not to say being healthy can't be fun, and this is the skill of our behaviour change and our mindset, and understanding how great we can feel eating clean, healthy foods, moving more, and occasionally having what's generally classified as a treat, which might be those chocolates, cakes, or maybe a day on the sofa. So hopefully this critical thinking, or listening and hearing our inner dialogue, will help us understand how living a great, healthy lifestyle with small indulgences can actually lead to overall feeling better, healthier, moving well, less pain, achieving goals, and not being so hard on ourselves. So it's about balance. And really, are there any good and bad foods in terms of context? Maybe, maybe not. But it's understanding from the individual's perspective, our perspective, or our client's perspective, what about our behaviour is going to help us wholly feel better. So let me try and give you an example of how we can critically think. So remember, adding this into your diary, you could ask things like, how did I feel when I chose to eat the donuts? Did I really enjoy them? How much high sugar, calorie food have I consumed recently? Is it okay to indulge today? You know, how much joy will that bring me? To help us make that decision. You may decide actually you don't want to eat it at all. It's going to make me feel lethargic and too tired this afternoon. I can't function. You may think, do you know what the hell? I'm going to enjoy it and love it. But I would also note that when you do eat it, do you actually feel joy and satisfaction? You might or you might not. You may get that lethargy. And then you can remember that when you come to that decision again in the future. So next times we're going to be talking about danger zones and times and how we can prepare for those or how we can manage them and maybe avoid them. So if you're enjoying these posts, these videos, please let me know, Rachel@biomechanics.education.com, or you can spin over to the website, biomechanicseducation.com, and just see what we're all about.